No comments on the top right.
We are live.
What's up, guys?
We just got done with a workout, hence the very sweaty vibes. This is super organic. We did not prep well for looking pretty today.
Let me pull up the leaderboard.
How you feeling after day one of competition?
I feel like it was because it was a run. Like, I know that was an event, but I feel like we only really had one event.
We've been up since like 4:30 in the morning.
Correct.
And it is currently almost 6 p.m. So it's been a long day, but I love a run event. Unlike most people, I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
Maybe
you just couldn't watch much. Like,
I just like they had a screen, which I thought they did pretty decent about. Like we were able to see most of the race. I grew up running cross country and track, so I am biased towards thinking like maybe a track style workout because like a 2 mile is close to, I don't know, like the 3K in track. So I love watching those because I can kind of relate to it. All right, so event 1 started pretty early. It was actually pretty nice out. Besides the final heat of men, I thought it was great weather. It was overcast a little bit, so it wasn't too hot. I think it was cool that they did like Challenger, Pro. So you could see a lot of the fast people against the fast people. Like they did all the Challenger men and women and then did the final Pro men and women. Versus doing all the women, then all the men.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So you got to see like back-to-back fast heats. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It was like finals, kind of.
Yes.
I thought that watching Emma Lawson come out, and she ended up coming second. Amy Kringle, obviously amazing runner. She kicked so early. She kicked like more than 200 meters out. That's how good she must have been feeling.
She was zooming.
But Emma Lawson hung. And I'm trying to think like back prior to her injury, if she was a really good runner. I think she was good. I don't know that she was, I would say like a top runner like that.
How far, like when was her injury?
2 years.
Oh, okay. So it's
maybe
been a while. I was going to say, I know she's been running recently, like as in the last year.
Mm-hmm. Pull up the time that Amy Kringle and Emma Lawson got in that. I want to say Amy Kringle came in at right about 12 minutes. Which
I don't want you to look at the leaderboard yet, so don't look.
Why?
Because I was surprised on who was in first and I just saw it.
I know who's in first.
Oh.
Emma Lawson?
No, for the men.
Oh, sorry.
12:05 was Emma Lawson.
Yeah, Amy Kringle was
12:01. That
means she was running straight 6-minute miles for 2 miles, which is stupid impressive. I knew for the men that we would see, what was the fastest men's time?
Ricky got.
I thought that race at the end when the men was cool. Ricky like sprinting to the finish line because it was a little bit tighter of a race. Because then he just beat someone in the last like 100 meters.
He was battling with Yellow Hosta, and I think there was a third person right behind them as well.
Pull up times for event 1.
Guys, I don't know how to use a phone.
So I knew that the men, I was guessing, might have like 5:15 miles. I thought 10:30 might be the best time. I think it was like 10:50, still pretty ridiculous. But at the games when they ran like 6 miles with 3K row in the middle, they were running sub 6-minute miles. So I knew it was going to be pretty quick. I think I got to interview Emma Lawson. I've not posted any of the interviews so far just because service wasn't great. I'll be flooding Instagram later today, but I got to interview Emma Lawson right after. And I said she did compete at the last tour stop, but I feel like it was very soon off of having like healthy training. And so I was like, it seems like this is your first time where you're back to maybe being the Emma Lawson we kind of know. Yeah. And she was like, yeah, exactly. Like she like lit up and she's like, she hasn't had a lot of time to train her back healthy, but overall she's feeling really good. And she was like, it's so fun to be up there. She just looked elated. She looks insanely fit.
Looks amazing.
Her legs are I think, more muscular than they've ever been. She looks lean. She looks healthy, happy. She's kind of like glowing almost. And I think she hangs out with Fee a little bit now and trains with her because of Brew. And they're both just like joy-filled humans. It was really cool to see. And I've always loved Emma. And I think she has the potential to be such a good athlete. And now it seems she's like healthy in the right place. So that was really cool. The men, I mean, Ricky's just so gritty. Watching him like sprint to the end. What was his time?
So he got 10:48.
Yeah, that's like a, 5:24 mile for 2
Hosta
miles.
got 10:52, and then Roman got 11:02. So those were the top 3 times.
Yeah, Ricky kind of gutted it out in that last, 100-meter sprint. The way they did it was like the start line. You could see the athletes start, and then you walked about 200 feet to the finish. So we would see athletes start, athletes finish, go back to the start. They were running them every 15 minutes. So it's kind of cool. It did get a little bit hotter for the last heat of pro men. And they had this like giant tub. I'll post a video of it. It was like a blow up pool, but I think it was iced, right? Like ice water.
Yeah.
And the woman, like a few of them got in here and there. The men's pro heat, all of them, all at once. And I have a video of them. Like, it's so full. Colton gets in, and Yellow Jose just pushes Colton to the middle and slides in behind him. And I'm like, that's got to be the nastiest water ever. It was disgusting. I have the video of that. I'll have to post it with some like ridiculous audio.
By the time the men's heat got done, there had been 50 people sweating in that pool.
And like, it was because there was so many men in it. It was like overflowing, and that sweaty water was just dripping everywhere. And everyone was just kind of like, And then there was like the, teenage Red Bull girls with their Red Bull backpacks, like splashing in it. And I was like, what is this, a rave? It was funny.
One thing about the finish line, which maybe some people could argue is good or bad, is there was no barricade, so that when the athletes finished, there was spectators, there was media. I mean, everybody was just there. They crossed the finish line and people were standing right there. So when they got done, it was kind of not a free-for-all in a bad way, but you were just mingling with all of the athletes.
For sure.
They were laying on the ground in the middle of just like
I think the positive to that is like, one, great media shots, right? Like, I even got some really cool footage of the athletes like collapsing. Two, I think it was really cool to see like being that close to the athletes and how respectful people were. Like, I really think they didn't get in their faces. They were like giving them a minute to cool down. The coaches were kind of further back. I was like impressed. I am always impressed with CrossFit fans in general and functional fitness fans, WFP fans. They're not obnoxious. They don't, like, even at the start line, there was no barricades. You were just standing on the sidewalk. And I was like, no one's like running out. No one's being obnoxious. I think it was bad because it did not give them much room to decelerate. And the physical therapist in me is like, when you sprint, there's like ratios of how much space you need to decelerate to reduce, hamstring tears, stuff like that. And it kind of forced them to come to a harsh stop. There's like a few athletes that like,
Laura Horvath ran somebody over.
Yeah, but like even
literally
like
ran them over.
James, Annika, everyone, the person were like pointing where they should go, and they just grabbed their arms and like leaned on it, like ran. It was like a hug almost. Let's pull this up.
Annika
It says
was unwell again.
Yeah, she's always unwell after a long run, but she came back and did pretty decent in event 2, so it was okay.
No, yeah, she just was. She was down bad after event 1.
Good to see Ricky push at the end. Yeah, I mean, it's good to see a gritty Ricky. I love. He's such an athlete, and when you get to see him kind of go for it, that's pretty cool. And then who else? I got an interview with Hannah Black after that, which I was super excited because I interviewed her yesterday at Athlete Check-In. And she was, obviously, we all know Hannah Black for her crazy weightlifting. And she was like, I am way more excited to show off how much I've been running. And she ran a really good race for her. I think she said she even PR'd her mile time in the 2 miles and felt great. And I like ran her down to try and interview her. And I was like, Hannah, can I get an interview? And she was like, hell yeah, you can. I'm so pumped. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. I think she just ran a good race, so that was cool.
She always cool 22nd, but her time was 13:13.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great time. And I think, like Olivia Kersetter, in that first race of the CrossFit Games, she was like, my placing doesn't show it, but I couldn't be happier. Mm-hmm. And I think that just improvement is improvement, and that's the name of the game, right?
Yeah.
Then there was a pretty big time in between the events, I feel like.
Big break.
Yeah.
Big break.
Most of the athletes left the venue, went back home, showered, changed, whatever. Got some good content, got to mingle a little bit, even got to ask Will about the 20-minute time cap, which they have to.
I was like, don't ruin it.
Yeah, you'll have to wait to see it on Instagram. But yeah, I got to get some good interviews. And then event 2 was a long one, really long. And there was only 10 people per heat, which made for it was all day of event 2, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Heber from Buttery Bros, and he said it best. I think that like a long test is really good for the test, but it's tough for like spectators and commentators and all that to like see the same few movements over and over and over again for hours. But I do think it was a really good gritty test. I also think rarely from I nerd out about programming, but do you see like a 5-round long workout that doesn't just favor the person who can grind, because there is such a high volume of skill in it. Like if you can grind all day long, but you're not great at strict handstand push-ups, that didn't matter, right?
And I mean, Laura Horvath.
We knew that was coming. I mean, 100 strict handstand push-ups.
But that's a perfect example, though. Like she can definitely grind and get through it, but she was the last one on the floor.
And then on the other end of things, I would say Annika's not super like aerobically great for workouts. That was a terrible way of putting that. She doesn't do well in super long aerobic workouts, but her strict handstand push-ups are so good that she did pretty well in that workout because she could, manage the rest of it by busting out 20 handstand push-ups easily. What do you think of event 2?
It is very long for me. Sorry, I'm also looking at the leaderboard. I'm trying to see what Annika got in that second workout. I thought she did well, but I'm not finding her. It was very long to me, and I saw somebody's comment somewhere on Instagram that after round 3, there was pretty much no movement on like in that heat. If you were winning round 3, you were probably gonna win the workout.
Mm-hmm. But I think like not all 5-round workouts are like that, but a lot of them, like you get over the hump and then it's pretty, like if you pace it well enough for 3 rounds, you're probably good.
But could we have left it? Could it have been 4?
Maybe, but I think it would have been a different workout. Because I think like even if you look at Fee, who did very well, I think she came second in that workout, maybe, right?
Second.
She went down, her handstand push-ups went down to like 1s and 2s in the last round.
You guys can't hear me? I sound very loud to myself.
Let me see if I can up that a little. Talk now and see.
How do I sound now, guys?
Is that a little bit louder?
I'm also not holding it up to my mouth.
Maybe I'm holding it too close to my mouth. Yeah, I
think it could have been 4 rounds.
For sure. I also think that if you have a workout that's going to have, a 20-minute time cap, you need to maybe have the capacity to have more than 10 people in a heat so that you don't have to have that many heats but again, there's only 2 events in the day, so they could get away with it.
But it really was, it just depends on how you look at it, because it was only, if we talk about just the pros, it was only 3 heats.
Yeah.
But with the challengers, then.
And you have to wait 5. For the challengers to get to the pros. Yeah. I also think for me, from an interview standpoint, more heats is better, because if everyone's in the same heat, I don't get to interview all the people I want to interview. So like spreading it out a little. And then for shots, it's easier for, photographers and stuff to take shots when there's not as many people in a heat, I would say. What?
It's like we don't really do it for that, right? Like we do it for the test and for the athletes. Like, but from like a media side, like I get it, but I feel like something just changed.
Really?
I don't know. Like I feel like we can't structure a workout or an event because of those things, but those are advantages.
Yeah, for sure. I think it was a good test. I mean, I think that also, like, yes, could have been 3 or 4 rounds, sure, but the fatigue of 5 rounds, it might affect people going into events 3-4 tomorrow differently, and that matters. I think when you program a whole event, some of that is like, at Mayhem Classic, how they had that workout with so many squats.
Yeah,
it wasn't workout, volume, right? But it like trashed people later in the weekend. And I'm sure when Will and them are programming it, they're looking at it as a whole of volume of squatting and things. So that might be, from a programming standpoint, why it needs to be 5 rounds. People are talking about the show of it, but there also is a test of it too.
Sure.
And I think that's what Hebert was saying. Like, I love a long workout for the test, but as media, it's hard to be hype about it for that long. But it was cool. I think the double kettlebell front squat was interesting to see how different people managed that, because there was like 17 different ways to kind of hold on to them.
You just had to, could be, I don't know, not over your head, obviously, but
yeah. But there was some people that is so far back, some people that are on their shoulders. I think that it ended up being more like a sandbag squat, because more people were doing like a low bar squat, I would say, where you're more lean forward. But I do think it probably taxes your biceps more than a sandbag squat, and then you have to do 100 strict handstand push-ups, which is wild. Hot take, I hate the green Tears shoes.
I got a pair at Wannapalooza and I like mine a lot.
You got the green ones?
Yeah.
I got the red ones at Wannapalooza.
I got the green ones and I like those, but the elf
from
shoes,
a comfort or
shoes.
aesthetic point of,
I don't mind the neon.
like aesthetically, or like you like Tear shoes?
No, then I like the neon green. I don't mind them.
Yeah, but are they comfortable to work out in?
Yeah.
Oh.
I got their runners though, so I don't.
Oh, I got like their normal training shoes.
No, I got the runners, and I do like them a lot actually, but I don't like the neon green elf shoes. Like
Austin's favorite?
At all. I hate them. I'm so sorry. They're the worst shoes I've ever seen in my entire life.
What did you think of the venue setup now that it's in action?
I think it looked good. I think even when it first started today, and we have to think too, like event one was outside, so, and kind of hard to watch, right? Like on site. So maybe not a huge turnout for day one, because you could really only like sit in the stands for one event. So, but by the time we left, it actually was pretty full.
Also, it's Friday. People have jobs, so like it's going to get better tomorrow.
I'm thinking tomorrow, because it's Saturday, people aren't working for the majority, that there will be even more people there. There is one less side of bleachers than there were before, but it does seem a little bit more intimate, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, and I think, once again, this is only their second event ever. It's going to continue to grow. We do have a lot more media than we did last tour stop, which I think is a good sign. Like, more people want to cover it. More athletes are bringing media. So it's growing. I think that's cool. I will say something I was very impressed by both yesterday and today was Will Morad's interaction with everyone. Like, he is so willing to chat, to hang out, he programmed a workout for me and Brian, and like hung out and yelled at us and cheered. Today I asked him, like, hey, do you have a second for a question? While he's doing his job and talking, and he's like, of course I do. And like, stop. And he's interacting with everybody. And like, he knows way more people because he's been an athlete for so long. So he knows, but like watching his interactions, I'm just like very impressed with his demeanor, how not stressed he is, how he interacts with people. He's just a cool, respectful, like seemingly solid director of sport.
But I think too, like if you have people, like he is the face, one of the faces, right? And you're able to do that if everything else is being taken care of.
100%. Yeah.
And also, like, as we were leaving, and I didn't tell you this, but as people are going out the exit door, like, and so once you leave the competition floor, there's like a cafeteria, and everybody's going out the exit door right into the cafeteria, and Bickle was there, and he was fist bumping every single person that was leaving the exit door, and he was just like saying what's up to everybody. And I thought that was cool.
He literally told me his job is head of vibes.
Yeah, he was doing
but yeah, I do think that, again, I felt this at Tour Stop 1. I already feel it at Tour Stop 2. Just like, people hate when I say this, but whatever. There's good vibes there. Everyone's in a good mood. And I think that, you've been in leadership positions. I own a gym. I think the way you handle high stress situations says a lot. And I think that in general, the I don't know, what do you call it, executive team, behind the scenes, whatever it is very positive. They care about getting to know the athletes, getting to know their families, and Will, fortunately probably knows a lot of those people from being in the sport and competing himself so recently. But I do think, like, even if he has a really good team, to like give him the opportunity to do that. He does a good job of it.
And maybe it's because it is like a smaller scale than the CrossFit Games. Maybe it is more like apparent to people, you know, like we're able to see it more easily than we would if we went to the CrossFit Games, because it is such
and it's all in one small space, and we can I'll see Will 30 times a day, but you might not see those people at a bigger event.
We do have incredible access, but even if you didn't have the access that we had, you can pretty much like you would still have all the interactions that we're having. Like, yeah, we get to go on the other side of the bleachers where media gets to go, but outside of that, like the fans are where we're at.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they want to be in like the internal or the external media room, which nothing's going on there. But I think they get to see a lot of that as well. So it's not just because we have the access that we have, but like I've been to the CrossFit Games, and I've even been to the CrossFit Games and had like media access, and I get to see a lot more behind the scenes because it is so intimate and smaller here at WFP than I did at the CrossFit Games.
For sure. Without getting super into it and the details of it, I think there's been some changes in, where the media is allowed, and from Tour Stop 1 to Tour Stop 2, and based on athlete feedback, which I think is really cool. Like they've made it very clear that whatever the athletes feel is within reason, obviously respecting their warm-up area ability to compete, all of those things, they're going to adjust accordingly. And everyone's been pretty respectful of it. Like, yeah, they're here to compete, and media is secondary to that. And I think it's really cool that they're already taking feedback. We can laugh all about the rewind button. I think it's good. Like, they didn't have it the first time. They have it now.
I don't think it works.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I tried to pull it up earlier, and somebody, I don't know, I can't read what T-Bird said, but I did try to pull it up, and it did have this 10-second like go back when I looked, and it was not rewinding. So I don't really know what's going on with that.
T-Bird said, I thought the stream and everything was great. Sure, a few mistakes here and there, but they never said things would be perfect. It will only get better. And yeah, I mean, like if we look at the CrossFit Games, what are we coming up on year 20? This is year 1. I feel like they're doing pretty damn good for year 1, and the things that people are picking apart, you can tell they're doing good because of how minute or like how small the things people are pissed off about, I guess. Not pissed off, but critiquing. Overall been like super awesome vibes. I think all the athletes have been, from my perspective, super cooperative with interviews, with chatting with me. Everyone in the media pit's been super fun, super nice. Just been good all around so far. I'm really excited to get into more fitness events. Like we had one today.
Yeah.
Running. I love running, but I want to see some tight races, throwdowns, which we're going to get to see more. And then obviously the heavy clean, talking to some of the athletes, them telling me, I mean, I had more than one female tell me they plan to hit over 280, which is crazy.
Really?
You think that's not crazy?
I'm trying to think. I feel like the year at the games that they had the max squat clean, I'm pretty sure like Tia and Amanda Barnhart hit like 260 or 265. And that was like the highest lift.
Yeah, so it's crazy, right? That multiple are trying to hit over 280.
Who?
But we have
Who?
So do you know what Amanda Fisher is?
No.
She is in the Challenger division, powerhouse of athletes. She has dyed blue hair. The reason I know her is she's competed in Charleston a few times at Fit as the Coast, different things. So competed with some of my friends in Charleston. She is so strong. I believe Hannah Black is 280 or 285.
Okay.
I would imagine, I think Olivia Kerstetter, she did not tell me that, but I've heard she has over a 280 clean. Probably Danny Spiegel is up there, I would think. I would say over 275. Annika Greer, I mean, she's posted, her jerk is like that high, so I'd imagine her clean's not far off. I know her overhead's crazy, but her squat is stupid strong. I mean, think about that's. And then we have like Laura Horvath, I imagine, is similar to Amanda and Tia and that.
Yeah.
Didn't she do that complex of like clean, hang clean, whatever at 265? That like Bella complex?
I have no idea. It just seems like, because that was, I'm pretty sure that was in 2022. No, that's wrong.
2023. I
feel like I was there, and I wasn't there in 2023.
I don't know.
2019? Did they do that in 2019? I don't know. Had to have been 2019. I think that they did it, and that was 6 years ago. So crazy to think that, because Danny Spiegel would have been there also in 2019, I think. But just that the field has gotten that much stronger. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think because it's not a 3 attempt, it's 8 minutes, unlimited attempts. We've talked about that before. It's going to benefit every athlete, because if you're someone that does well in fewer attempts, you can take fewer attempts. If you're someone that needs a lot. And I was talking to Amanda Fisher a little bit about this, and she was like, 8 minutes is plenty of time to hit a max, especially because they'll have warm up. And then who else was I going to say would have a really big clean? I don't remember. I mean, Emma Lawson's pretty strong. I imagine she's mid 200s, but with her back under.
Really?
When they did that when did I go to the games? 2022. I went to the games, and they did like the snatch and the clean and jerk.
We talked about this. We were at the games at the same time.
Madison, the last year in Madison.
2023.
Okay, 2023. Yeah, it was 2023. They did like the snatch and the clean and jerk, and I think Emma did mid 200s. And Tier SoCal last year, Ariel Lowen clean and jerk the same amount as Tia. So she could have a big clean. Like, there's probably a lot of girls hitting 260 plus, and I would say at least 4 to 5 hitting 280. And I mean, Hannah and Amanda both said they're going for over 280. So that's freaking crazy.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And they do have the 200-meter row and 70-foot dumbbell farmer carry lunge after that.
Yeah. And I think that I love that they did this last time, like a max lift where your adrenaline's super high, and then you got to pull it back together and do a sprint workout where it's also just like a full send. When, right when you come off a lift PR, it's kind of hard to, or if you have a bad lift, rein that back in. And I love that. And then also all I can think about with 70-pound farmers carry dumbbells is Erica Folo fumbling 2 years ago and a lot of people that year just died for 70s. So I think this is kind of a did you work on it? Because here we are. And a lunge to the finish, no matter sprint or not, is always a good workout, because people will try and do, push it to the limit, and we'll see failure. So it's going to be exciting.
Failure in your grip with farmers carry.
Yeah, I mean, it happened that 2 years ago in the semifinal.
I don't remember that, but
Erica Folo was set to go to the game, and she dropped the dumbbells multiple times. Yeah, it's just so heavy. This is obviously there's not a lot of stuff before it in the workout, so their grip might be a little fresher. But also, I think they did 100 strict handstand push-ups today and multiple rope climbs, all that. So that should be a good show. I think that's going to be one of those ones. I mean, they're going to send that 500-meter row.
And the workout before that, ski, toes to bar, deadlifts, GHG, and echo bikes. So
that's the workout in our pre-WFP that I said I think is going to be the nastiest workout of the weekend. Because it is also just there's a little strategy to that, but it's a pretty sprinty workout.
270 for the ladies and 385 for the guys. It's gross, but it's only one time.
270. Oh, those deadlifts. Yeah.
Chipper. Yeah. But that will be taxing on the grip as well to go into that.
And midline, which, I mean, anything with heavy dumbbells can affect. And I think that Pro 3 event is going to get nasty, because they're going to have to sprint the echo bike at the end. And coming off weighted GHDs to an echo bike sprint where it's just going to hurt so bad. I think we'll see, but that's my prediction to be the nastiest workout of the weekend.
I did. I feel like I've heard a couple people though say that they're really excited for this one.
Yeah, wasn't that what some of the Brute boys and who we talked to at the X Endurance?
Yeah, I think Ariel Sanders told me that this was going to be her jam as well too when I talked to her.
Emma Lawson today said this is the only one she's not super. It's just going to be super excited for. Is going to be kind of damage control, because she's she can get through the deadlifts, but she hasn't had enough time training with a healthy back to be super good. But she was it's just one time and it's one event, and everything else I'm so excited for to show. And I saw her today when I thought it was really cute. I was in the bleachers walking over to the media pit when she finished and won event 2, and she walked over to Matt because she finished so far ahead of time cap and like hugged him, and they had a little moment of like, I'm back, baby. Like it was like, and they just looked at each other and they were both, she looked so happy, and she's an athlete that I feel like is so easy to celebrate. Honestly, she's just like a good human.
Yeah, she got 15:07 on that workout, and then Fee got 15:23. So
the Brute girls. All right, who's in the top 3 for women? Emma Lawson, and then
Lucy Campbell.
Oh,
and wait, hold on.
She's always sneaky up there, honestly.
I don't even think sneaky is fair to say.
Yeah, I guess it just hasn't been that long sneaky. That she's been back, in my opinion. Who's third?
Andrea Solberg.
Oh, interesting. Third. And then what about on the men's side? Because you said I haven't looked who's on top of the leaderboard.
Roman Krennikov is in first.
Okay.
Austin Hatfield in second.
The clean's going to hurt Roman, though. He's not that strong.
And Jay Crouch in third.
That's not surprising, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's watching, but Jay Crouch's burpee box jump overs were so interesting. He was landing like peg-legged, like almost locked out knees for the first 4 rounds. It almost looked like he had done something to his quad the way he was burpeeing and landing. And then the last round he sent it. So maybe he was just trying to save his quads. Really interesting.
But we saw the same thing from Ariel Lowen, though. Kind of like she looked injured and as well until the last round, and then she sent it on the burpees.
For sure. I think maybe their legs were just hurting, and then they, knew they didn't have any more squats, so they blocked out. And even a lot of the athletes, like Ingrid, I think she won the qualifier division. Her burpees were like very controlled and slow, but that workout was not a burpee box jump over workout. That was just kind of like, as long as you weren't dying, that was not the workout. Right. You had to manage everything else, right? I do think my last thing I'll say about that workout is I think the double 70s for men were harder relative to the women because most of the women were able to do the double 44s unbroken. And there was a lot of like top men in the last heats breaking the 20 double 70 kettlebells, which is really interesting because I don't know, maybe that makes sense. I think scientifically women are able to rep more reps at a higher percentage while men have higher absolute strength. So that kind of makes sense because it's 100 reps. But any last thoughts for the day?
I did have something to say and now I can't remember. My brain, I feel like, is so fried today.
It's jostled. While you're thinking about it, I will have hopefully another vlog come out tonight. I'll definitely have a bunch of one question interviews from yesterday and today. We just need to get some media for real cover stuff like that, but they'll be pumped out really soon. Don't worry, they're coming. They'll be on the In the Box Office Instagram and on B.Friendly. Please go follow In the Box Office Instagram. Subscribe to this channel. We're slowly growing. We want it to get bigger. We want to be able to go to more competitions because this is so fun. It's so fun to be. Today I was literally just watching Noah Olson when he was on his last round, like hype up the crowd. He's like, I was like, how cool is it that I'm like 10 feet away from these people? Just getting to watch just such great athletes and then getting to talk to them and make such cool connections.
Yeah. We dropped into gym. Was that yesterday?
Day before yesterday when we got here and today.
Jesse, Travis, Chandler, Jamie, Simmons,
Elliot, all that, yeah.
They were all there, and it's just like, we say what's up. It's just, I would have fangirled so hard 2 years ago. And it's just like, and then we see them, they're like, oh, hey guys.
And I do think, I'll say it time and time again, the type of people that will do, whether it's at an elite level or like our level, recreational, that will do hard things like that on a regular basis, tend to be elevated humans who are driven in other aspects of their life. And I think while there's so much negativity in this space, like we were even talking to Gabby about this, there's so many great people. And today, like we were talking to Josh Alchama and like known and unknowable Mike Halpin, and just having like such high quality conversations about really cool things and such positive people. And I think we forget that because we get caught up in a lot of the fights in the media. And it is so cool. Like I took a moment today to be like, this is crazy that have this access to not just like from a fangirl perspective, but this caliber of human around me.
Yeah, I think even outside of the competition, we've had some really good conversations with a lot of people. And I think it's kind of come like I don't want to say full circle, maybe that's not the best way, but it's just like, it makes you feel good, you know, like, because you do get caught up a lot in everything that's going on, and you read the comments and see that everybody's fighting and just so negative. But when you're here and like you're in it, it doesn't feel like that at all.
It's that thing. It's like such positive
such
vibes.
A smoke show on the internet, though, and that's what's crazy is like what you guys see on the internet, the content that's being put out in the comment section. Like once you get there, it's really
unfortunate. Like perception is reality, but that's not the reality we're living this weekend. And hopefully we can kind of change the perception of that. If nothing else, like we forget how freaking cool this is and how amazing most of the athletes are. And even like media, everyone's so cool. We're sitting in the external media room. Everyone's chatting. There's people from all over the world.
Yep.
It makes me, I grew up in Dubai where it's so international. It makes me feel a little bit like a piece of home. And then I also think that, I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say?
Story of my life. Every time I'm on here, I'm like,
we've also been up for a bajillion hours and not gotten great sleep. But yeah, I don't know, just like really great humans. And yeah, the gym we dropped into today, the owner of it is also a photographer for X Endurance. So we saw him at the X Endurance launch party. It's CrossFit Veer, and shout him out because we've had a great experience there.
Amazing.
And the owner's just so cool. We were yapping about gym ownership, about his many like careers, all this. And I'm like, oh, was my train of thought. I think as adults, once you're out of school and out of, like after school activities or college things or grad school things, it's so hard to meet new people, make friends, be able to like interact or mingle or network like that. And functional fitness has given us such a space to meet such cool people. Literally like, I felt like that last time, even just like talking to Bickle, all these like just great humans, and already day 2, 3, whatever being here, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the thing I get to do. And it's so cool.
It's been really fun.
But that's my sappy story for the day.
No, it's been good. Don't believe everything you see on the internet, you guys. It's all fake.
Sometimes you get besties out of these things.
It really is just all fake.
But we will be back tomorrow. It'll be somewhat like today. We'll just throw out a time when the recap's happening. We are going to try and do some sort of show at the venue so we can have more people on it, maybe snag some media athletes, whoever's available. It's hard. Like we have a lot of people. I actually haven't even told you some of the people I talked to today that want to come on the show, which is really exciting. But the schedule is tough, right? Like people are attending to athletes or athletes are attending to, warm ups, cool down, stuff like that. So we're trying to respect everyone and what they're doing, which is they're here to put on a good event and compete. But hopefully tomorrow or the next day, we'll get a few more people on here.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, subscribe. Thanks for joining us. Have a good Friday night.
Get crazy. It's Friday. Bye, guys.